Fiat 500 Review. But before we start, please support us by pressing the like and subscribe buttons, so that we can continue to provide information about car and motorcycle news. Also turn on the bell button to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you. First the Volkswagen Beetle, then the Mini, and now the Fiat 500. With all, the script is the same: a small, cheap, utilitarian car that became iconic through its engineering purity and brilliance. Years later, the model is relaunched as a heavily styled object, with the emphasis on premium build and desirability. The original Nova 500 was so basic that it was conceived partly as an alternative to a scooter. There was one engine option and it had just 2 seats, at launch, plus suicide doors. By comparison, pore over the options list of the latest Fiat 500 and you'll find hundreds of thousands of different ways of specifying the car. But despite the obvious emphasis on novelty and design with this type of car, done properly the appeal need not necessarily subside. Because it's solidly built and great to drive, the 500 has morphed successfully into a second-generation car. Credit Fiat for not being stubborn with the Fiat 500, and witnessing an opportunity, in the same vein as Mini, and expanded the 500 range to include the Fiat 500 liters, Fiat 500 liters MPW, Fiat 500 convertible and the Fiat 500X, so its cute retro styling has certainly been very well received. First shown in 2007, 50 years after the launch of the Cinquecento that inspired it, the 500 has proved a hit for Fiat, pulling in sales and hugely improving the brand's image. But don't think this car is all about retro. The twin-air version is easily the most mechanically radical member in the lineup, its 2-cylinder motor introducing Fiat's acclaimed multi-air valve system in the 500 for the first time. In 2015, this retro rerun was given a much-needed facelift which apparently saw 1900 changes made to Fiat's winning formula, most noticeably tweaks to the headlights, tail lights and bumpers. Fiat 500 engine lineup and trim levels. At the top of the range, Fiat got its tuning house Abarth to sprinkle its magic over the 500 and subsequently created the Abarth 595, 595 Turismo and Abarth 595 Competizione. As you would expect, each model gets more aggressive and sporty as you go through the range, while the track day engineered Abarth 695 by Posto remained on the pre-facelift model. In the standard Fiat 500 range, which is non-electric, there is also a Fiat 500 of the same name which is electric only, confusingly. There are 5 trims available: Sport, Red, Hey Google, Dolce Vita, Connect, and Pop. All trims are also available in the convertible variant. There is now only one engine available for the 500, a 1.0-liter 68 bhp mild hybrid. So, is the new 500 more than style over substance? Initially, design is what sells the Fiat 500. The proportions of the original have been replicated here, which is an achievement in itself, given that the original was a 2-seater with an air-cooled engine in the back, and this is a 4-seater with a water-cooled engine, mounted more conventionally in the front. The 500 is obviously a successor to the 1957 car, but not slavishly so. It didn't, for instance, have secondary lights below the round headlights like the modern car. It didn't have to contend with Euro NCAP crash tests, either. That the 500 manages a 5-star rating is testament to Fiat's engineers. Lines down the current 500's bonnet are reminiscent of the original Cinquecento, although back in the day it was just a chrome rubbing strip down the lid's middle. Manufacturing techniques back then wouldn't have allowed such crisp folds as this. The facelift gave the 500 more prominent headlights and rear lights, but doesn't ultimately alter the small Fiat's allure. Despite the 500's diminutive length, parking sensors are still available to protect the bulbous rear end. The bumper looks neater without them and they're not really necessary on the hatch, but they're more useful on the convertible. When the roof is down it's tricky to judge where the rear of the car stops. Those looking for other nods to the original may like to look at the top-end lounge trim, which gets you a fixed glass roof panel, with a blind, of much the same proportions as the hole in the roof provided by the 57 500's fabric, flip-back top. For a fraction of the cost of the convertible, with its part-folding soft top, you can have the glass roof panel open electrically. The Abarth versions get big side skirts and bumpers, a tasty rear spoiler and what looks like a Venturi at the back. Fiat has ticked all the boxes of the modern performance car cliché to give the 500 a bit of aggression, although, like watching an angry animal, it is hard to take Fiat 595 Abarth totally seriously as it slips deeper into hot hatchback caricature.
Thanks for watching.
Drop a like, leave a comment,
And don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.